everyone, it's Shriner from Pay or Waits, and today I'm going to be reviewing Greenleaf Season 3, Episode 1, Strange Currents, okay? So I was actually invited to a special viewing party with the cast of Greenleaf by OWN TV, and it was a really fun time, and so we were able to screen the first episode of Season 3, and so y'all, we gotta talk about this. We got a lot to talk about. So first I'm gonna talk about Zora, because I'm trying to figure out how Zora is even alive, because we saw that she ran away at the season finale of Season 2. And so we see that her parents go find her, they bring her back, and then she still, first of all, the fact that she still has a mouth to like mouth off to her parents, I'm still shocked, okay? So she's still mouthing off to them, and then her daddy mad. Her mama's trying to like calm everybody down, be like the peacemaker, and I'm just like, nah, she should have been beat. She should have got a backhand, okay? She should have got a couple of backhands, okay? And I'm just like, why are we okay with this? Like, so basically he was just like, you grounded to basically till you turn 18, okay? Then she had the nerve to be like, well, can I go to my room? And he was like, go to your room, give me your phone, give me your cards, give me everything. And I'm just like, hold up. Can somebody answer a question for me? Somebody call on me? Yes, me. Okay. Who got credit cards? Who got a bank account at 16? Because I didn't. Only reason I got a bank account was when I went to college, okay? And they still didn't put no money in it. So I'm just trying to figure out, how does she have all of this? Because I thought we supposed to be counting pennies. Like, I thought we didn't live that lifestyle no more. But the fact that she slammed the door, y'all. She slammed the door. First of all, I wouldn't even had no door. They would have took my door off the hinges, okay? They probably would have put like a little metal detector thing, something that buzzed every time I left my room. I was just trying to figure out, like, while her dad was actually like, you know, getting on her, I just felt like the punishment should have been more severe. I didn't feel like there was no real consequences that really made her rethink her life and figure out what she did wrong. So we see that towards like the end of the episode, Zora, y'all, she stole from the collection plate. How you steal from the collection plate? Then you wait till everybody praying to the Lord. You should have been praying for him to make you a better person. Because I can't believe you just stole that money out of the collection plate like that. And I hope somebody find out. So going in with her parents. So basically, him and his wife, he's having an issue with the accountant for the church, okay? She is real disrespectful. I probably would have fired her too. Like, I couldn't even be mad at him for firing her. But the problem was his wife was telling him, hey, she's actually good at her job. You should just have a talk with her, figure out how you guys can work together, because she's actually trying to do good for the church. But she wasn't supporting his vision. So it's kind of like, how can you really do good for the church when you're not trying to support the vision that we're trying to see the church through? And so we see towards the end of the episode, she like busting the door. First of all, how you gonna bust in the door when I'm having a moment with my wife? And then you like rolling your neck, getting loud, telling me what I'm supposed to do or what I'm not supposed to do. And then he was just like, you know what? You're fired. And then his wife was like, I thought we was gonna talk about it. He was like, well, you know, Tasha said that we should have fired her. Like, she didn't talk to her husband like that. And then I'm looking like, Tasha not your wife. What you talking to Tasha for? She ain't your wife, okay? You need to, this is the first lady right here, not her. And so you can see that it's probably going to be an issue for the rest of the season, as she's trying to come in between them for whatever she plans that she has to take down the Greenleafs for what they did to her husband. So, okay, who we gonna talk about next? Look at Charity. So Charity left and she went on this tour with Jabari, because they booze now, they babes, you know, they did the nasty. And so we see that Kevin came back at the end of last season and said that, hey, like, I want my child back. And I'm just like, Kevin, but you disappeared. You weren't taking care of your responsibilities. And now all of a sudden you think I'm supposed to stop what I'm doing and let you see your kid? Which I do still feel like she should let him see the child, just supervise. But I do feel her like, how am I supposed to leave my child with you when you totally just disappeared like a couple of weeks ago, like with another man? Like, I don't understand. Like, you totally chose your relationship over your duties as a father. Like, I just don't understand how that works. And so we see that he threatened her basically like, hey, if you leave with my child, it's kidnapping. I'm going to call the police on you and we're going to have some problems. So you need to figure out, either you're going to leave your child with me, leave our baby with me while you go on tour and do what you got to do. But we see that she tells Jabari like, hey, I can't go. And then Jabari's like, but you got a tour. And I was like, Jabari, that's her child. Like, why are you tripping right now? I just don't understand why you thought it was okay to say that. And even she was kind of looking at him side-eye like, that's my kid. Like, my kid is always going to come first. And so I guess we're going to have to see what happens with them. But One of the things that I really found interesting for the episode was the relationship between Grace and her boyfriend, who's played by Rick Fox. And so we know that when they met, they were both didn't really have a relationship with God. Grace was struggling with her relationship. It was basically non-existent after she left home. And so we see that that's kind of how they got together and bonded. But now that Grace knows that her calling is with the church, we see that there's kind of some tension because, of course, you want your man to come to church and support you, like be at church with your man. Y'all want to be equally yoked, like doing the same things, like having the same relationship as you're finding yourself spiritually with God. And so he was just like, hey, like, you knew when you met me, I don't do the whole religion thing. So like, you need to figure out what you're going to do. But I'm assuming there's going to be an issue because I dated someone who didn't want a relationship with God or didn't want to go to church. And that was really hard. And I had to let that go because it's just hard to be together when you're not really on the same page. And so it's interesting to see how her relationship is going to play out. But who should I talk about next? Do I talk about Lady Mae or do I talk about that tramp Miss Cross? Okay, yes, I call her a tramp because she is a Jezebel. Okay, so let's talk about Lady Mae. So Lady Mae is still upset because we saw that her sister told her, like, what you mean one time? Like, that one time when me and your husband was messing around. That was a couple of times, girl. And so she was upset. She kicked him out the house. So they beefed out right now, okay? And so she basically told him, like, I'm not doing none of this with you. Even when he told her, like, they basically have this whole IRS issue because Mac did something dirty with the IRS stuff. And then basically they ended up having to pay money. They owe $2 million to the IRS, so they don't know what the heck they finna do. And so then Lady Mae said, I don't think you understand, like, we still not okay. So Lady Mae, she said she wasn't going to church. She was at the table. Grace is like, you not going to church? You okay? And she's like, no, I'm not going. I don't feel like it. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to play this game for you guys. I'm not going to smile from the pulpit and make it seem like everything's okay because it ain't, okay? And so we see that, first of all, Grace and her daddy need to get their stories together because Grace was like, oh, she at home sick because one of the little nosy deacons was like, where your mama at? She's like, she's sick. And then the pastor was like, oh, you know, Lady Mae is taking care of some family issues in Little Rock. And then the lady looked at her like, you up here lying in the house of the Lord. Like, how dare you? And now I was just like, yeah, Grace, you couldn't even get your life together straight. Like, y'all need to figure it out. And so we see that Lady Mae go to Triumph to see her Jacob preach, and then she runs into, he running to Pastor Skank's Tasha. She runs to Tasha, and so Tasha's talking to her because, you know, Tasha and the little tramp Miss Cross, they basically have this little plot to tear down a Greenleaf. And so she's telling how this one pastor left his wife for a younger woman because she kind of hidden towards the whole Miss Cross thing. And so basically when she done her eye like that, said that like the woman's eyes, like his wife couldn't talk after he had left her, but his wife had an accident, she couldn't talk. And then she got put in the home, and she said, I was going like that. I was just like, this is too much. And I can't stand her voice. Her voice really irks the life out of me. I just can't stand to hear it. And so after that, Lady Mae go home. She was like, her husband came back to get his things, and then she was just like, you know what, you can stay until we figure out this IRS stuff, but after that, I don't know, okay? Because she's still mad because you shouldn't have been sleeping with her sister. You're nasty. You're supposed to be a pastor, okay? I just can't believe it. So let's get on pastor, okay? Let's get on him, okay? So he been hanging around this tramp called Miss Cross. And yes, I'm going to keep calling her tramp because that's what she is. She's nasty. She a tramp. So basically, he had slept over. We saw at the end of the second season that he had entered the Biltmore Hotel. And then so we see him wake up, and I was like, Lord, please don't let him sleep with this little nasty little woman. And he didn't. He slept. He didn't touch her because she is dirty. She is a Jezebel, and he didn't do it. And so she's still she getting all close, trying to put the moves on him. And he was like, I am still married, okay? He should have rebuked her. He should have prayed that little demon spirit out of her while she's sitting up here trying to sleep with this pastor knowing that he married. And so basically he left because he got the call about Zora bad behind. And so then later towards the episode, she gonna come back. She walking all up in the church in the office like, oh, I'm going to see a pastor. And then his secretary like, no, he's busy. And then she called. He's like, oh, send her in. And then she looking at her like, what'd I say? Then they getting way too close. Then the secretary being real messy, and then let Grace go in, and then she catch them like, like, why y'all so close? And so I just don't understand why he's even letting her be in his presence, why he's letting this temptation into his life. And so we saw that he had told her, oh, okay, well, you know what? I think it's best that we don't be friends and that we don't hang out one-on-one time. I said it should have been like that from the beginning, but you didn't want to learn. You didn't want to do right. So he broke things out for her, but we saw that her and her little nasty friend Tasha, they sitting up here looking up lingerie and stuff to seduce the pastor because she's not gonna take no for an answer. So I just want to see what this tramp is gonna do, if he's gonna fall into temptation, if he's gonna be the vision of the man that God wants him to be, like he told that tramp the first time. I don't know, but I'm interested to see what's going to happen. The season, it's a lot going on, y'all. It's a lot of different stories and plot lines. I'm trying to think, did I catch everything? I think I gathered everything together, but I just wanted to go ahead and do a little review because I actually do watch Greenleaf. It come on a little late, so I don't know if I can actually do weekly reviews of this because this is already past my bedtime as it is. But those are my thoughts on the season premiere, part 1 season premiere of Greenleaf. As always, my name is Sharona from Pay Your Weights, and if you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and I will see you soon.